photojournalism wet dream. X-T5, see that? Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Lovely camera. The camera I had before that, all of my cameras were X-T3s, Fujifilm X-T3. I'm not a spec person. I don't care about all that really. You know, I care enough to buy the camera. You know, the upgrade to me, what I can see, what helps me in my job from the X-T3, it's more quieter. Even if you're not using the silencer, it's obviously quicker. You've got the resolution's bigger. I think, I don't even know the exact spec. I don't care. I know it's a bloody good camera. Where do I need to go to now? What should I go to next? Right, lenses. I'm just going to grab whatever comes to me. I don't want this video going for too long. What is it? 3 minutes already. Right. This one hardly ever gets used. This is the 135mm Fujifilm f2. So the reason I don't use it, I'm not going to mount it all properly. As you can see, even though that's tiny still compared to your Nikon shooters and Canon full frame, to me that's still too big. Like, I wouldn't want to use that all day. That only really ever comes out for speeches and a church wedding. So a church wedding, obviously you need that extra reach, because the old grumpy vicar, I'm only joking, they don't want you near him, him or her, don't want you near him, so, you know, that gives you that extra space, and I understand, I'm only having a laugh, like, you know, I'm not religious at all, but, you know, you want respect in there for people, they don't want you, and I understand, I completely understand, I'd never do that anyway, you know, be on someone's shoulder, so, if you had like a kit lens, so that's really good. For speeches, a few years ago, I religiously always put it on for the speeches and then use it for couple time photos. I don't really bother anymore, because the next lens that I'll go into in a minute, so it moves on nicely to that one. It's just there now as if I need that extra length, but I work so close with people, I don't really need to. So that's that one. We'll see. Right, I might use this one now. Right, this is never use this lens. It's a 28mm f2, tiny little. Some people say it's a pancake lens. I suppose it ain't a proper full pancake, but I mean, it's bloody tiny to me. That's ridiculously small, you know. This was bought for a street lens, like street photography, and it's just there as backup. If something ever goes wrong with my main wide lens, it's there as backup. I do sometimes use it for the dance floor, for like dragging the shutter and stuff, you know, if I want to get like really wide. And it's a great lens to have, you know, if you stop down to f8, it's sharp, f2, it's pretty shit. You know, but it's, you know, it's there as a little backup. That's that one. Well, right, where's that lens I want to talk to you about? Where's that lens? There it is. Right, this is the main one. So this is your classic 85mm 1.2, and I love the Fujifilm. It has that little, lovely. This stays on all day on my second body. It never comes off. You know, it's perfect for how I work. You know, 90% of my photos are with, which I'll go to, and I'm saving the best till last, but this is there, you know, obviously speeches, ceremony, when you're not allowed to get you know, as close. Ceremony especially. Ceremony, I always think you need the long lens because you've got no choice. You know, most of the time you're in one spot. You might best go left to right. I don't like to move around too much. I'll stay in one spot. I don't want to be disrespectful. People don't want to see me walking about. I'm a 6'2" bloke, you know, pretty big. I don't want to be making too much noise, you know, pissing people off. So this is there for them moments. But then during the day, detail shots sometimes. I use it, but because of my approach of photography, you know, it's more there for the other moments. I said, when I can't get close. But speeches, when I can get close to people, I like getting close still within, 2 meters and still using this and get like a really detailed shot of someone's face, a crop shot if they're crying or really laughing. That's always nice. Some like that as maybe as their profile picture if they're smiling, maybe not if they're crying. But yeah, so it's a good for that. It's still a good storytelling lens. It's brilliant. I think most people have 85 minutes. I don't want to talk like I'm, everyone pretty much shoots with one of these. So that's that. The lens I'm shooting on, I went to go bloody find it then. So the video I'm talking to my 16 subscribers, hopefully more by now, but I doubt it. The lens on that is the 35mm 1.4. So that's my workhorse. That is my workhorse. A wide lens. I don't want to talk about my approach too much in this video because that's another video. I'm going to run out of ideas to talk about already. But yeah, 90% of my work, I'm close. I mean, like within, 1.5, 2 meters from people. I like staying close so you can listen, observe, and I like having that documentary approach of a wide lens. If you're cropping in too much all the time, there's a lens for it. There's a lens for every part of the day, but most of the time I want it to be wide shot, layers, people, objects for storytelling. That's what I love. It's the Fujifilm X100V. I only started using this camera because my X-T3 went in for repair. So this was then, I was like, right, well, this is my personal camera. I'll use this while it's in for repair. And I just fell in love with it. Photojournalism, wet dream. This is the king. It's amazing in my opinion. And there'll be another video I talk about the whole, I don't believe in the tool. It's the person over the tool. There's things you need the tool for, obviously, things that you need it compared to someone with an iPhone, obviously. But this camera literally is my workhorse, and I only started using it because it went in for repair. That was a year ago. My X-T3 went in for repair, and I haven't stopped using it. And I even use this camera, and people probably think I'm crazy, over the X-T5. The X-T5 is amazing, but the X-T5 is double the weight, double the size with the paired lens. The equivalent lens to this one, a 35mm 1.4. This is an f2 lens, but again, I'm not bothered about wide open. I shoot this at 2.5 most of the day. And then, like I say, for the dance floor, when I need that extra light or a church wedding, I'll use my X-T5 for the 1.4 and 1.2 apertures. Obviously, you sort of, you know how what works for the day when you're experiencing it. So, but the best camera I've ever had by far. The stuff I can get with this, I wouldn't be able to get my X-T5. And an X-T5, Fujifilm, the X-T range, they're tiny, but this thing, yeah, this is the daddy. So 90% of the day I'm on that, really in close, or the X-T5 with the 35mm. But I love this camera so much. Flash photography, I'm not going to get all of them out. Godox, TT600. T1000, I thought we said then for Terminator. 4 of these, which is well too much, because when I first started I was trying to do the whole off-camera flashes everywhere, and that lasted about a year. And then as time gone on with experience, you realise you're well overdoing it, and you only need, you can do one flash and have one as backup. But I've got them all still, obviously, if it is ever needed, which will be another video I'll talk about flash photography. How I set up on the dance floor, and it's good to know different setups, even though that one setup I might never use, but if it comes to that venue that needs it, you need to know how to do it. So yeah, so 4 of them. There it is. Yeah, so my favourite one, this tiny little TT350F for Fujifilm. Size of that. Whoop. Half the weight, only takes 2 AA batteries where the others take 4. This is made for the Fuji, the compact cameras. I think the other, not just Fujifilm, maybe like the Ricoh cameras and all them, but wherever my Fujifilm's gone, that's what I'm gonna do is. So, yep. So I at 90% of the time, more than that, you know. For the dance floor, if I really want to be in, you know, this, I mean, as you can see, I mean, that is 80% lighter and smaller than most people's cameras with their lens, big 24-70 on, big flash. This is perfect type of setup, you know. It's yeah, it's lovely. You know, I can drag the shutter with it, which I'll do another video on that. Again, lovely light, perfect for destination weddings. If I can't take too much, this will just come with me. But then I've got little remotes that goes on top of the camera, the trigger. That goes on there if I'm doing off-camera flash. So that will set off if I've got usually two, in one in each corner. So, or I'll put one on camera on that triggers the other. The Fujifilm Instax printer SP3. So I used it a lot in 2022, and in 2023 I hardly used it. You know, it's not in my contract for clients. It's just a little present on the day. I just always forget, because you have to remember to turn your Fujifilm files into JPEG. So otherwise you won't be able to send them. And it's remembering to do it. And when you know, it's like on a wedding day, if you're a wedding photographer watching this, you don't think about things like that. You know, it's hard to remember. You know, you're more 100% concentrating on the day and not missing anything, and which is the most important thing. That's what you're there for. But if I do remember, it's nice. You know, on my break, I'll just use this and print off like 3 or 5 like Instax prints for the couple, and just like couple time photos or ceremony. I want to try to start using it in 2024 a bit more, because people do like it. It's a nice little gift for them, because they're pictures straight from your camera, you know. And that's it. That is literally. And I want to show my. If I can get it. Alright. This can be my first YouTube shout out, is that what we want to call it? Mention. I'm not cool enough to say shout out. Mention. This harness I've had since 2018. So it's the typical dual harness, you know, one camera on each one. Lovely, beautiful brown leather. Get plenty of compliment. I get plenty of compliments about it on a wedding day. I've also had people take the piss out of me, which I don't care. I've had people, I always get one comment on a wedding day. Usually it's a good thing. It's usually positive things. I've had people say, you know, is that your sex toy? Do you use that in the bedroom? You know, I'm all up for banter. I don't care. I'm not going to be offended by anything. But yeah, this was made by a lovely man who lives in, I don't even want to say where he lives because I'm going to get it wrong. But the company's called Clover Lily. Clover Lily. I think you might be able to see that on there. Might be able to. Yeah, follow him on Instagram. He's amazing. Once a year, I just do the old dubbing on it. Just like, you know, look after it so the leather don't get cracks in it, which is, you know, which you should do anyway. But yeah, 2018, it's still going. There's nothing wrong with it. Half the price compared to other ones. I'm not going to say any names because I don't want to get sued on YouTube, if that actually can happen. But yeah, you know, he's in Britain. He's his own. It's a small business, just him, I believe, on his own. You know, he's amazing. So yeah, look him up, Clover Lily. I think that's it. I think that's it for that. I think, yeah, that is, so as you can see, a few flash stands that I'm using at the moment to film me and my light. I've got Gorilla Pods. I haven't got them on me. I don't know where they are, but the Gorilla Pods, that, you know, they're good for destination weddings. If you want to carry light, you know, you can put your flash on them and just strap them onto something. If there's like a frame, they come in handy. But again, I don't really do off-camera flash anymore, and I'll talk about it in another video why. But it's good to know it. It's definitely good to know it. But it's nothing against it. You know, it looks amazing. I just believe in, as you can see from my gear, small, light, easy, don't go mental. Do not go mental. When I first started, I brought every bloody lens going, spending fortunes on it, and then you realise you don't do it. If you want to do that, and then you might like that. I know there's a lot of photographers, they love having 10 lenses, and I believe in, personally, I believe in having a smaller man and using it more, and then you get to know that lens more, that camera more, and you know, become an expert with that camera, and not having loads of different lenses and cameras and mucking about them all the time. You don't want all that. So for me personally, wedding day's long. You're not there. You're not paparazzi. You're not a bloody. You're not there on a staged shoot, which is something I'm going to talk about in another video. You're there to document someone's day, regardless of the style of photography you are. You know, I use the word document. I suppose it's like, because I'm documentary photographer, but whatever style you're there to document that person's day. So just use what works for you, obviously, but just remember, you don't need loads of gear. Just keep it easy, keep sweet, as they say, and yeah, the couples will, I think they'll appreciate you more, that you haven't got too much stuff in the way, and you're setting it up like a styled shoot, a model shoot, you know, for the front cover of Vogue. You're not there to do that. You're there for someone's wedding. Be respectful to all the guests by using as small as possible, silent. Most cameras have silent shutter now. All of the new Nikon full frame mirrorless, is that what they're called? Sony, I'm pretty sure they've all got silent shutters, so we can all do that now. So I'm not trying to sell Fujifilm. I'm not an ambassador for Fujifilm or anything. I'm just saying, you just think of your back. That's what I'm always saying to people. You know, such a long day. Think of your back, because I did the first few years, and using Nikon D750, brilliant camera, but so bloody big, and my back used to kill, and my wrist was killing me, and it didn't make me enjoy it anymore. You know, I was like, I don't enjoy doing it. After a wedding, I would never pick my camera up again. I'd be like, oh, thank God for that. I ain't got to pick that camera up now for 3 weeks. You know, Fujifilms I want to use all the time. They're amazing. So yeah, just think about that really when you're starting off. Don't go mental. If you want to experiment, you know, obviously if you've got the money, then do it. You know, you can usually trade it in for a decent cash. You're not going to lose too much money. But yeah, I think that'll do for that one. I'll hopefully you enjoy that. I'm going to have to say it for the first time. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. Cringy as it sounds, but I need to say it. Hopefully you enjoyed that, like I say, and my voice is going croaky now. Don't know what to say. Yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed looking at all my cameras, and you can see how much you don't need on a wedding day. You know, you can be as small as possible, make it easy for yourself. Yeah, and I think that's it for now. See you later.